Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. First off, I want to thank everybody for registering and attending. We really appreciate it. And we hope that what we've got here for you in the next few minutes is some valuable information on how you can really utilize our products to help be a more cost-efficient and alternative method for expanding some server storage, and also how you can use us as some different methods of backup via iSCSI than you have in the past with some of our products. Certainly, as you see here, kind of what we're saying is, do you really need a new server? Do you really need to look at that cost of a server or a SAN when you're looking to just add some more space in there? We're going to show you how we can certainly help you out with that with our TerraStation NAS. Just real quickly, who we've got here on the webinar. Myself, I'm Mark Green. I'm the account manager, and with me is our sales engineer, Gary Thomas.
Good afternoon.
Quickly, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to do just a quick, brief history of Buffalo, who we are. We've been around for 45 plus years. Headquarters in Nagoya, Japan. Our North American headquarters are here in lovely Austin, Texas, where it's about 72 degrees today and sunny. We've got our award-winning tech support here in North America, just down the road in San Antonio. Our products are purpose-built and committed to the SMB market. We've got some fantastic pre- and post-sales resources out there, and of course our product strength is with the network storage and on-site storage solutions. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hand things over to Gary for a few minutes and let him dive into the iSCSI solution and a little bit more into our NAS solution. Take it away, Gary.
So real quick, if you're not familiar with the concept of iSCSI or kind of what it does, generally speaking, it just allows a storage array to appear and emulate a hard drive in another server. So it shows up and gets treated just like an internal drive in whatever server you attach it to. And it's pretty straightforward. It's fairly simple to set up, and it is very efficient. The biggest reason people want to go with iSCSI as opposed to buying a new server or going with a fiber SAN, of course, is cost. New servers are expensive. I know I do a lot of our IT work here at Buffalo Americas, and we just purchased a new server to replace some of our aging servers here in-house. And I will tell you that the servers are expensive, and internal storage in a server is very expensive. As opposed to an iSCSI, getting a Buffalo TerraStation and setting up as an iSCSI expansion, it's a considerable difference in cost. With fiber SAN, you have the cost not just of the SAN itself, but you have you may require special hardware, fiber switches, and there's a steep learning curve associated with a fiber SAN as well, which also adds to the cost. You may have to bring someone on staff even who has some experience with it or has some training in it, and that's an additional cost that you may not have to deal with if you go with iSCSI instead. So some of the benefits, you can get very good storage, a lot of storage, a lot of capacity for a much lower cost. You don't have to, purchase additional drives to go into the server itself or buy a new server with more drive space. It performs very well, especially over 10 gigabit. Obviously, it's not as fast as like an all flash storage inside the server, but generally speaking, most, especially if you use it as a virtual host, if you're setting up as we are here, setting up an ESX host, you may use the really fast internal storage for maybe your database server, that needs that very, very, very fast stuff, and you just put everything else on the iSCSI expansion. As a matter of fact, we're getting our new terror station delivered tomorrow that I'm going to be setting up for use as iSCSI expansion on our ESX host. And everything that doesn't require super fast storage is going on there. So it's very cost effective and much less expensive than buying a lot of super fast storage to go inside the server itself. Another advantage of iSCSI over, say, Fiber SAN is you can use the network equipment you already have. You can set it up as a VLAN or even a separate switch used just for iSCSI. There's no learning curve. You already have people on staff or your customers, whoever's dealing with this, whether it's if you're a reseller, if it's one of your customers, if you're an end user, you probably already have people who understand IP networking. And so there's no learning curve there. There's no difference in setting up that network as opposed to any other network. And like we said, it's much more cost efficient. And let's talk a little bit about ESX and VMware. Our 5010 and 6000 series are VMware certified. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that we are listed on the VMware hardware compatibility list. And you may wonder, well, why does that matter? Well, it matters most of the time. Maybe it wouldn't matter if nothing ever goes wrong. But if you ever have problems and you need to contact VMware's support for help, if you're running any hardware in your environment attached to your VMware server, your ESX host, that is not on their hardware compatibility list, you may get the response from them saying, "Hey, remove this non-compatible device from your environment and test again and see if that fixes the problem." They're very serious about their hardware compatibility list, and both our 5010 series and the 6000 series are both on VMware's compatibility list. All right, now let's talk a little bit about iSCSI Backup. Well, I've been doing sales engineer stuff here for a while, and we often get this question if you can back up the iSCSI target. With our traditional setup, the way terror stations have always worked in the past, that backup was always handled by the host. So you back up the data from using the host to back up to another target or another storage device somewhere else. And those backups are generally going to be running over your network, using up bandwidth. With the introduction of our new Terror Station 6000 series, we have the ability to back up that iSCSI target directly to another terror station. And as our diagram here, it can even be on a separate network so that backup is not running over your local network, creating traffic on your primary network. You can back up that iSCSI as a target directly to another terror station. And that's, if you're familiar with setting up backup on a terror station, it just shows up as a new option in the backup setup. Just tell it, I want to do an iSCSI backup, and it will let you choose an iSCSI target to back up. And the way that'll show up on your target side is just as a file, as a simple file that is the iSCSI target. If you get in a situation where you need that, you can mount that file as an iSCSI target on the other side and connect a host to it and reach that data very easily. All right, and now I'm gonna hand things back over to Mark, let him give you a little more information, and we'll try to get done as quickly as we can here.
All right, thanks, Gary. Yeah, so just getting into which of these products are we talking about that are doing these solutions. We're looking at our 5010 series and our newly released 6000 series. So both of these models, of course, have a little bit more powerful processor, a little bit more memory than some of our other models. They are, of course, TAA compliant, VMware ready. They have 10 gig ports in the back, and then the big caveat for us with the new 6000 is we now have the ability to have snapshots, which is something that we haven't offered in the past. Nice thing about our snapshots as well is that if you've worked with some other groups that have snapshot functionality built in, there's always an external licensing fee for that snapshot. That's built into the TerraStation. That's all part of the integrated within the product itself. Certainly, as you can see, there is no real vertical market that we're set in. We cross over all of those. We do have the cloud integration as well. So if you are doing an on-site backup, you want to have a cloud backup as well. We can certainly work with Dropbox, Amazon S3, Azure, and we also have a really great functionality of doing two-way synchronization with OneDrive. One of the best things about Buffalo, and as you can see up there in the upper left-hand corner, last 3 years in a row, we've won the Channel Company CRN annual report card. One of the biggest things with that is the support that is provided. Again, as I said, the support's based here in Texas, down in San Antonio. You've got 24/7 support based, or phone-based support, I should say. We've also got a knowledge base with a lot of FAQs, which link to videos to actually take you through it. So you can not only read about it, but see it at the same time. And that's, that's one of the great things, again, about Buffalo. Again, we're purpose-built for SMB. We try to develop a very easy-to-use, right out of the box. It's pre-configured with the hard drives in place, the RAIDs configured. You can really just fire it up, get it connected into your network, and start going from there. You've got our sales team that's available via phone. You can also get in touch with us via chat off our website for any pre-sales questions you have. We're always more than happy to help you identify which of our products is best fit for your project. And of course, price point, we know that sometimes, NAS is not the first thought for some folks when they're looking at storage. We try to keep ourselves in the market at a price point where NAS can fit in with other direct attached storage solutions that people may be looking at. Again, at this point, if you have any questions, this is my contact information. Certainly get in contact with me. I can help you out with any questions you have. Also direct you over to the right person that may be able to help you further beyond my capabilities. So at this point, go say if there's anybody that has any questions. And I'm going to see here.
Yeah, we've got some questions already.
Oh, here we go.
We've got quite a few. One person got questions regarding just in the differences between the 5010 series and the 6000 series. So no, iSCSI and snapshots, iSCSI backup and snapshots are not available on the 5010, only on the 6000, and it's not a functionality that's going to be going to the 5010. And the reason for that is that the 6000 actually uses a new file system. It's a completely different file system that enables the snapshot and iSCSI backup functionality. So we're not able to make that change to the 5010. And the other question is about the size difference, capacity difference between the 5010 series and the 6000 series. And yes, at this time, the capacities of the 6000 series are fairly limited. It's only available at 4-bay in either 16 and 32 terabyte options. Is
Correct.
That right?
Yeah, desktop and rack mount.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. So, that's at this time, that's the case. We're looking at probably going to be expanding that line in the future. But right now, that's it. The 6400 series tops out at 32 terabytes raw at this time. And we have someone who wants to know if they get a PDF presentation of the slides. We'll have a video posted, and yeah, we can get you that PDF. If you'll just shoot Mark an email when this is all done, we can get that set up for you.
Yes, certainly. Okay. I think that looks like all the questions we've got.
Anybody have any other questions?
I think we may have had just another
Here we go.
Yep.
So the question is, any special hardware or software requirements to use NAS storage of data on a virtual server? No, if we're talking about, it depends on the hypervisor, really. As we said, we are VMware compatible for either iSCSI or NFS. So essentially what you all can do is create an iSCSI target, connect your ESS host to the iSCSI target, set it up as a data store. You can store all your virtual servers, virtual server information on that iSCSI target. There's no, ESX has a built-in iSCSI initiator, software iSCSI initiator, as does Windows. We can also work as a target for a Windows server, including Hyper-V. Unfortunately, at this point, we don't have the ability to function as shared storage in a Windows cluster, but for a standalone Hyper-V or just regular Windows server, you can certainly use the iSCSI target for additional storage. And again, Windows and ESX both have a built-in software iSCSI initiator. Set up real quick. If you have any questions about that, about how to go about doing that, we do have knowledge base articles on our website that walk you through that entire process, how to configure the iSCSI target, and then how to configure the iSCSI initiator on the host side. All right.
And again, my contact information's right there. If there are any questions that come up after this that you've got, please send them on over to me and I can get those answered and back to you as well. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw the name out of everybody who attended and pick the winner of the drive.
Well, we got one more comment coming in. It just says Buffalo rocks, and we appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Oh, did one of us put that in? No. All right. So the winner of the drive is Dave O'Keefe. Congratulations, Dave. We've got your contact information. We will be in touch about getting that drive out to you. Again, thank you everyone for attending. I hope you got some great information out of this, some great ideas on how you can use our solutions to not only expand your server data usage, but also alternate ways to use our products in your own or your customers' environments. Thank you.